Well, hey, welcome back. It's still Nico, still from Whorticulture, and we are continuing answering your questions from social media about our, ooh, I love that beer, about our Solar Fake tour here just a little while ago. So let's get right into it. So from, excuse me, so from Instagram, we have Stepper75 asks, did anyone ever threaten to pull her to the side of the road and make you walk? Meaning, who kept order, who was the troublemaker in the van, how did everyone maintain a positive attitude, and was there a snorer among you? I'll answer those in reverse order. Was there a snorer among you? Yes, everybody who stayed in my hotel room. Seriously. Yes, a lot of snoring. Was there a troublemaker? No, thank God. Everyone got along really well. It was a very positive atmosphere. We were all having fun and joking around, and everyone was professional. So yeah, there was, luckily we did not have the tour where there was the one person you always have to watch out for who's always drunk or causing problems or anything like that. I actually had talked to Sven a little bit about this, about how this tour compares to other tours he's been on, and that's one of the things he said, is how great these group of people really are, that there's not that troublemaker or that asshole, and there sometimes can be on tours. So he was happy with that too. And if he's happy, the rest of us are happy. Back to Facebook, Heather Turner asks, did you have the best experience being on tour with Solar Fake? Yes, I did. Yes, as I told you on the previous video, it was extremely fatiguing. We were all very, very tired, running on low sleep and you know, dealing with problems and putting out fires as one does when you're far away from home and having to go. But there were so many amazing moments and so many wonderful times just hanging out with the Solar Fake guys and chit-chatting, joking around, or just talking about music and their history and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so they were great. And again, that is the highlight for me, is the relationships, and specifically with people like Jeans and Sven from Solar Fake. Wonderful. From Facebook, Kittyara. Hey, Kittyara. She asks, when will you be on tour with Solar Fake here in Germany? We would love to. We would love to go to Germany, honestly. We've had a lot of people ask us to come to Germany. So, you know, buy us some tickets. You know, there we go. But in terms of actually going on tour with Solar Fake, that is obviously not up to us. That would be up to them if they want to have us again out there. I hope they do. And so, you know, let them know you want to have us out there. So maybe they'll bring us out. Who knows? From Facebook, we have Yuck Fu Todd. Nice. How was the show at Smalls? The show at Smalls was wonderful. I believe there is a pretty good looking video of one of our songs, I think it's The Benefits of Torture, is on YouTube. So if you look for Whorticulture Smalls on YouTube, you'll find it. I think it actually turned out really well. And yeah, a really good crowd. Everyone was really, very, you know, participatory. They were dancing, they were singing along. And on top of that, I actually got to meet some friends. I got to meet Paige from our Discord. I got to meet an old friend of mine, David, who we used to play music together like 10, 15 years ago. More in the 15 to 20 years ago now, huh? Jesus. Old! And yeah, no, just really good. It was good overall. Just a great environment and a fun time and good show, good people. Hard to go wrong with that. This one is a kind of a combo question because we've had people ask this on both Facebook and Instagram in more than one post. And I'm going to read Paige's version, so hello Paige. What are the top funniest moments, either intentionally or unintentionally, from the tour? I will share one of my favorite stories. So this is a little bit longer because it involves a setup and sort of punchline, I guess, for that. But this is my favorite moment that made the rest of us laugh quite a bit. So the first part, I will tell you, this is after the Minneapolis show at Amsterdam, and we had already packed up and we were in the van, we were just starting to leave. And I believe we were joking about our tour manager, Cammie, and you know, how she doesn't pull any punches, basically, if she's going to get on people's cases, whether it's us or the management or the bookers, you know, if they're not doing the thing they said they're going to do, you better watch out. Kami's going to get you. And I believe we were joking about her like doing some sort of like double punch into people's eyes, like instant black eyes, just out of nowhere, just boom. So basically, that she would knock someone out, and Fernando, being the quick-witted guy that he is, he instantly equated the idea of her knocking someone out with, of course, the classic LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. And so he initially said, oh yeah, so we're gonna start changing her name to LL Cool K. And of course, we all thought that was hilarious. And everyone in the van was laughing, including Kami. You know, we're all laughing. They're like, okay guys, from now on, we're only gonna call her LL Cool K. So that was already kind of enjoyable as it was. Then we travel to the next destination and we get to Madison, and we're playing the show in Madison. I'm over by the merch counter and I'm selling the merch, and Solar Fake is on stage, and Kami's out in the audience and she's dancing. And Sven is in the encore part of the show, and he says, hey, this next song is a special request from our tour manager. And he pauses for a second, and he gets on the mic and goes, LL Cool K. And the rest of us are just fucking cracking up. You know, I look over at Kami, she's laughing. Like, Eric is standing next to me, he's doing the sound on his iPad, because he's doing sound for the tour, and he can do it remotely, which is cool. And he's like, we both look at each other, we're like, holy shit, did he just say one of our inside jokes in front of everybody? Because of course, you know, nobody on the floor in the audience, you know, knew the joke. So it wasn't for them, it was just for the rest of us. And even on stage, Fernando and Jeans were both smiling about that one. But yeah, I remember laughing pretty hard with Eric, and that was one of those moments, because it was like the third show of the tour, where I think it really solidified the connection with Solar Fake for us, where it's like, okay, these guys are cool. I like these guys. They can do the crazy inside jokes, and right in front of the audience, they have a great sense of humor. Good people. Paige also asks, what was your least favorite state to visit and drive through? Well, to not have people be upset with me, I am going to talk about a state we only drove through and did not play in. The most boring state to drive through, at least for us at the beginning, the very beginning of the tour, is Nebraska. Which probably goes without question. It's very boring, very flat, nothing interesting happens. Sorry, boring. On Instagram, oh no, Roberto says, his question is easy. When is round 2? We would love to get back out there. We would love to go back on tour again. Like, I'm already itching to do it again. And I miss it. So the part where I'm tired and exhausted and don't want to do it didn't last more than a few days. And now I'm like, let's do it again. Let's go be exhausted and do all the things, because, you know, what a wonderful, cool experience. And you basically create a family together. But yeah, point is, we would love to do it again. There is nothing currently in the books yet, but hopefully, maybe next year we can do it again. We have, of course, whoop, just saw her right there, Emma from Electronic Body Memes. She asked a few questions, and the first one is, favorite city you played and why? Well, there's so many. There were a good handful of cities we really loved. We loved just being in New York. I had never been. That was such a cool experience. And that venue was great, the turnout was great, so the New York show was wonderful. We both loved Montreal. Again, amazing crowd, everyone was so positive. I don't know why I, for some reason, expected Montreal to be less, I don't know, open or fun or receptive to dancing, and yet it was quite the opposite. They were dancing, they were singing along, and a lot of these people had never heard of us before, and yet they were just like, fuck it, I'm having fun. Woo! I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. So that was great. Everyone was so enthusiastic there. Great show. God, and then of course, for me, one of the best ones, oh, Smalls, of course, I just mentioned Smalls too. But one of the big ones for me was our final show, because it was our home, and people came out hard to support that. So anyone who's watching from Denver, thank you so much. That was one of the best shows that we played. Dear God, were you enthusiastic. It almost made me cry. Normally, there's there's a part at the end of our set in Necessary Endings where I like to try to get people participating and singing along and doing that. And that's something I try to plan on doing depending on how the crowd is. I don't always do it. If the crowd's like, they're a little more, chill today on an aisle, I won't push them. But Denver, we have a lot of friends of ours there, which is great. And a lot of people know the music because this is where we started. But people were singing along without me asking them to, without me encouraging it to songs that I don't ever try to get people to sing along to. An amazing memory for me of that is during the lesson. We got to the quiet part before the last chorus where it's, I'll be the lesson you won't learn, I'll be the lesson you'll deny. I started singing that part, and I noticed that there was a bunch of people loudly singing along with that part of the audience, and it shocked me. Like, I was actually like, what the fuck? And so I just slowly stopped singing and just did this, like, okay, I guess you're gonna sing this part? And they just started belting it out. I was like, wow, I don't have words. It was really amazing. And that made us feel really, really good. So thank you, Denver, you were awesome. Emma also asks expectations versus realities, similar to, I believe, what the other Emma asked. But I think one of the biggest expectations versus reality things is I assumed there would be time to do something. I assumed there would be time to, like on the van. It's a van, guys, it's a van. We're not that cool. On the bus, I assumed there would be time to relax or to do things. In fact, I started trying to fill my phone with audio books, and I was thinking about other like physical books to bring or games. I was like, should I bring my Switch with me? Like, I'm probably gonna have to kill all this time. In reality, there was never time. There was never time for pretty much anything, ever. And it's so hard to stress if you've never done it before. It's really hard to make people understand that. There's just never time. And any time we had in the van, we were trying to sleep and nap and recover because we were always just kind of tired. And then we get to the venue and it was just go, 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 go. That was probably the biggest thing that I learned on tour. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff, but in terms of expectation versus reality. Well, I think that is a good place to stop for now. So I will see you in video number 3.